Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Real Estate Marketing Show with Ruthie Rocks Ruth Allbrand, and I am Marketing Max. Today is episode, Ruth?
477.
477. And just a quick reminder for everybody, tonight is daylight savings time. Thank you, Phil, for reminding us. We have a special guest today, Mr. Phil Valentine from the Valentine Independent Video production, independent productions here, but
yeah, VIP.
There we go. I like it. He's on the show here to help us understand why we get a little nervous when creating videos, being behind the camera, and why we get nervous doing public speaking as well. He's going to break that down and share us with some tips on how to overcome that so that you can start making videos and getting your content out there. But before we get to Phil, Ruth, what is happening in this sizzling hot Las Vegas real estate market?
Well, here's what's happening. The Golden Knights won in overtime last night, 5-4. It was awesome. And they're playing. It's the first time that they have won against St. Louis, and they are playing tonight as well. So let's make it number 2. And my friend Sandy Thomas, I'm going to give her a shout out. She got me this super duper hat, that I'm going to wear tonight. It's poker night, so we're going to all get together and play at our house tonight. John's cooking some good food, and we're going to play poker and watch the Golden Knights win number 2 against the St. Louis.
Woo! Yeah, all right.
I love the Golden Knights. I'm all dressed for it.
Fantastic.
Well, here's what's on fire. The Las Vegas market. Oh, my goodness. I mean, we're selling 149 homes a day, Max. Can you even believe it? It's
wow.
Right around 0.70 months of inventory because everybody listed 179 homes yesterday, and that was fantastic because we need more homes to sell. So I am very much anxious for Phil to tell us today how people can start doing short videos and get over this stuff so that we can get more listings. We certainly have the pent-up buyers and the perfect storm market here because everybody wants to move here. The strip is opening up. There's every reason in the world why people are coming to Vegas now. People can't wait. We went for a stay vacation last Saturday night, and we were talking to people. Oh my gosh, you guys are back. This place is, just filled with people from California, from Utah, from Arizona, from New York. People are coming from everywhere to be back in Las Vegas. So it was like old times.
Yeah. Did you stay at the Wynn? Where'd you end up staying?
We stayed at the Wynn. It was the first time in 1 year because we were in California a year ago. Mm-hmm. It's the first time we stayed outside of our house in 1 year.
Wow.
And it was weird. It was really weird, but it was fun. You know what? You feel like you realize, Max, how much you miss it.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
You miss the connection and even if you don't talk to other people, which you and John do, but even if you don't talk to other people when you're out and about, it's just that energy that you feel about life, seeing other human beings doing things. I remember going out for the first time, after like in June or July of last year, after Vegas kind of opened up just a little bit here just to see. And we were at the pool in the late summer and, just talking to people, and it felt like great. Versus, being in the 4 or 5 walls that you have in your house or your office all the time.
Yeah. So. And our poker group met there for dinner. And so there was 6 of us. Sandy brought her daughter, Lindsay, which was fun. And so after we ate dinner, the chef came out and gave everybody a free dessert.
Oh, nice.
He says, gosh, it's so good to see you all. So, believe me, the casinos are happy that people are back.
Yeah, no doubt. Did you eat that at the restaurant that has the statues coming up, whatever? No, that's not.
No.
Is that called?
Ate at Sinatra's.
Okay. Yeah. That's in the window too, right?
Yes. Okay. That's the lakeside. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Perfect.
So I just I put this housing snapshot up on the market, up on the
screen here.
I'm sorry. I'm still at the Wynn. But anyway, I'm showing you, how the median price is 355. Now it was 347 the end of the year. It's inched up to 355, but look at the listings. They're going for about 362 median price.
Right.
So they're inching up, but that's what happens, and it's not too bad. But anyway, they are inching up. Cash buyers are coming in and offering more than list. They're upping the comps that the appraisers use, and so that means that the values go up that way. So, all righty, I'm ready to get started with our show today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to hear Phil. You guys were talking about how, I know you don't want to dig too deep into the psychology of things, but that's what I love about topics like overcoming fear, overcoming anxiety. So Phil Valentine, thanks for joining us today. I always ask this question for all our guests. First is, are you a native of Nevada, or did you come from somebody else?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because last year was the year when where Las Vegas became the city that I have lived in longer than anywhere else I've ever lived.
Okay.
I was born in Chicago, moved to New York when I was 7, lived in New York for over 20 years, and then hopped around. I lived in LA, lived in Texas, Houston, Texas. And then I moved to Las Vegas to do a show when the Luxor was opening, and loved it instantly. Absolutely loved it the second I got here. And I was like, I called all my friends in New York, and I was like, you guys have got to come here. It's just like New York, except it's warm and it's clean and it's safe. And my friends went, so it's nothing like New York.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, I've loved it ever since.
So you said you did a show. What were you, an entertainer?
It was called La Ice Show, Marketing Genius. It was a figure skating ice show at the Luxor.
Okay.
I ended up doing figure skating shows for over 10 years. Still to this day, I run the holiday ice rink at the Cosmopolitan. I've done that for the last 10 years.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. And once you came in, you never left. It's hard to leave Las Vegas.
Thought it was, I still love it. And it's changed a lot, as we all know, in a lot of ways. It's an evolving city. The one thing that I think is great is that I used to complain about was we don't have a historical district that we could be proud of. And now when you look at everything that they've done to downtown and East Fremont Street, putting up the neon signs, cleaning them up, making them look nice, you can go down and see this historic district that now we have something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's some interesting buildings downtown that if you've never been to like the downtown area to walk around outside of Fremont Street around there, I mean, there's some historical buildings that are pretty cool. Like I saw one like about 2 years ago. I was like, wow, I didn't even know this was in town here. So yeah, absolutely.
A lot of great stuff down there. We used to be the city that as soon as you turned 20, we blew you up and built something new. And now at least we're appreciating the nostalgia, the history, the beauty, that we have an art district, that's very artsy, which we didn't have that. People used to say, what's the difference between Las Vegas and yogurt? And they would go, yogurt is an active living culture, but not anymore, Now we have a city that we can be proud of.
Yeah. Fantastic. So what are you doing now? You're running the Cosmopolitan skate rink, but also you're helping. Who are you targeting and helping with your Valentine independent production?
Yeah, for the last 5 years, I was focusing mostly on trial attorneys, teaching them how to be more convincing in front of a jury. When you're a trial lawyer, I mean, nobody goes to trial if they don't think they can win. And both sides have evidence. The person that wins is not the person with the best evidence, I'll be honest. It's the person who can convince those 12 average everyday people who know nothing about the law that their side is telling the truth. So I focused on that for a while, but now I'm getting into more corporate America and sales people to teach them how to be more convincing. Because the bottom line is, if somebody likes you, they trust you. And if they trust you, you can influence them no matter what it is that you're trying to, whether it's selling a car, selling a house, or just about anything, becoming a friend. and that's what we want. That's what I always liked. The second I met Ruth is that she's a very sincere person, that you walk away from your first meeting going, oh, wow, I made a new friend. That's an amazing ability to be able to do that. And she's not phony because, we've known each other for a little while now. And if I call her or text her, she responds. She doesn't try to sell me a house every time I talk to her. She's not that kind of person. She genuinely, likes people, and she doesn't sell things. She asks you, what are you looking for? What do you need? And then she tries to help. Best way.
Yeah, no,
really
absolutely.
The best way to do whatever it is you do, because it's not her agenda. It's really her trying to help you accomplish your agenda. Really the best way to do this, whatever this is.
So how did you get into this, Phil? I mean, you're a performer, entertainer,
but I wasn't always.
Okay.
I grew up a painfully shy kid.
Okay.
And when I was in college studying law, and I needed to take an elective, and I took acting as an elective. Now, I did not take it to become an actor because I knew I was painfully shy. I hated being shy. I happened to have a brilliant first acting coach who taught us why people get nervous being the center of attention, how they got that way, and how to overcome it. And it changed my life.
Okay.
So once I became successful as an actor, and by successful, I mean I made a living as an actor. Yeah. And that's great. Still, unless you're Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt and everybody knows your name, my uncles would still introduce me as, this is our nephew Phil. He's an aspiring actor. And I'm like, not an aspiring actor. I've been an actor.
Right. I'm a paid actor now.
Yeah. But at some point in your life, you kind of want to pay it forward because you see other people struggling. So for decades, I taught acting to actors. And one thing I learned as a businessman is you'll never become wealthy teaching something to people who have no money. So I learned that nervousness was not just isolated to performers. It was isolated to most people. Look, the number one fear of most Americans,
public speaking.
So there were other people. There were other people out there that wanted to learn it. So that they could become whatever it is, just like Ruthie does. What do you want? So whether you do it to become more successful, great. If you do it to become happier, great. More outgoing, great. It's for you to do whatever you want with. I tell people that it's very powerful. And once you learn it, you can use your powers for good or evil.
Right.
That's up to you.
Right.
It's free. You want to become, you can influence people, and by getting them to be able to like you and trust you. We all try to do that every day. I mean, absolutely. When you go out, you want to influence people. So whether it's returning something without a receipt, it doesn't have to be as big as buying a car or something like that. I mean, every day we try to I use the word manipulate, but people think it's a negative word. And when you say influence, it sounds like you're trying to do some greater good. But we're all trying to convince people of something.
Every day.
Most of us are not good at it. Okay.
No doubt.
And if sales in some capacity is what you want to do for a living, it could be detrimental. That's when it becomes important. Most of us use it for personal reasons. But if you're using it for some kind of a business, being better at getting people to, like you, or at least get to know you. We're in a virtual world now, so you're getting people to know and like you and trust you without a face-to-face, especially now. So that becomes, even more challenging for most people. And that's what I'm doing now, is to help people come across virtually like we're doing now and make people believe that you're being sincere. Not everyone can do that, because if you get nervous and you shrink on camera, then people look at that and go, why is this person nervous?
Right.
Is he or she lying? Are they afraid of me? None of those things are good. So there is a way to unravel it. I did. And believe me, I've met very few people that were more nervous than me. So trust me, there's an expression that the best coaches were only mediocre players.
Yeah.
And that's because no matter what you're struggling with, they've been there.
Yeah.
Right.
So they understand that. And I'm sure anybody who's successful at anything is successful because not only are they good at what they do, but they weren't always good at what they do. So they can help other people. Ruthie can coach people into becoming better because she's learned a lot. She wasn't I'm just assuming this, but because she's so good, I'm assuming that she wasn't always great at this and she learned how to become better. So when she sees people struggling, she's like, it's okay. I've been there.
Yeah.
I can help you. Try this, try that. So, there's lots of things that we can do to help.
I can tell you the story of Ruth. I mean, 4 years ago, before we did this video, I mean, I told her, like, Ruth, you need to get on video and do like videos every day. She's like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And here we are, 3.5 years later, 477 shows later. She's on camera every day now. Right?
Every day.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest obstacles here, Phil, with building content, right? And not everybody's very comfortable on camera. Not everybody knows how to treat this medium. And so let's dig into that. Like, share with us, a few tips for people who are just completely nervous about either getting in front of people and in front of a camera. They have a deer in the headlights. They freeze up. They can't say anything. It's like, what are the first few things that you tell those people to do?
Well, the one thing, I'll start with something that I don't do, because when you ask people to mask it, like look over their heads or look at their shirt, we've all been in a thing where, you had a zit right here in between your eyes.
Right.
And if somebody's looking at that, So if they're looking over your head,
yes,
they're not looking at you. So eye contact can be very important. So the things not to do is don't try to mask it. When people get nervous, they try to hide it. And whenever you try to hold it in, it becomes like a volcano. It will find its way out. Now, where everybody's nervousness comes out is different people. Some people get sweaty hands. Some people their knees knock, their legs are shaking. Other people, their jaw gets very tense and they sound like they're gritting their teeth. So almost everybody knows where their nervousness centers. So the solution to that is move that part of your body, get it out. Don't try to hide it. It's going to become a volcano. It's going to get worse. So if it's your mouth, before I go on, I go, I'm moving my mouth. I still do it because that's where my tension might center. If it's sweaty hands, then move your hands, shake your hands. If it's your knees, you got to do that. Another very important thing is admit that you're nervous, not to the person you're talking to, but say it out loud. Oh, wow, I'm really nervous. That's admitting the big lie. It's like if you've ever gotten in trouble with your parents when you were a kid, and then finally you confessed, even though you were going to be punished, it felt better to say it. So to say, wow, I'm really nervous, that in itself will drop your nervousness by 50%. It really will. Just say it. Just admit it that you're nervous. It's an admission. You take a deep breath. You're like, oh, wow, that's really good. That I feel better about that. It's just the masking it is not a good thing. Probably one of the most important differences between when I started teaching this 35 years ago to today is when I was a kid, which was a long time ago, because we're talking I was born in the 50s.
Right.
So we didn't have a TV until the 60s. But when we were kids, not every one of my friends had a TV. And if they did, they had one. And it was in the living room. And there were only 3 channels. And the only time you could watch cartoons was Saturday morning because they weren't on. We live in a different world. Watching videos or talking online like we're talking now, this generation and the generation before it has been doing this since they were born. They have lived virtually, their entire lives. They don't know what it's like to listen to a radio show. They don't even know what that is. That being said, you have to be comfortable with dealing with talking to people and communicating, virtually. Here's the thing to remember. All the people that you're going to talk to during the day were raised on television. Okay. So when actors act on television, when you watch movies and videos, they don't act like normal people. Okay. The first thing I teach actors don't act like normal people. They act like normal people think they act.
Okay.
Which people think they're more emotional and more animated than they actually are. That's why when people get on camera for the first time and they go, I think I did okay. And then they watch themselves, they go, oh my God, I was awful. You weren't awful. You were just normal. That's okay. What people in this industry have to learn is you don't act like a normal person. Act like a normal person thinks they act. So you have to be bigger. You have to be more animated. It's going to feel awkward at the beginning. But then when you watch yourself, you go, oh, actually, that was pretty good. The reason that you think is good is because you, like everyone else, was raised on television. So you perceive what you see on television as normal, which isn't true. Because if actors acted like normal people, every movie would look like a documentary.
Yeah. Really boring.
Yes. So going to what I call performance level might feel awkward at the beginning, but if you overact a little bit, if you become a little bit more animated at the beginning, you're going to find that when you watch yourself, and you should record yourself and watch it back without being in front of people, you're going to find that the more you up your game, the more animated you are. You watch yourself when you play it back and you go, actually, that was pretty good. That's the most important thing that people need to do right from the beginning. And that can be difficult. I dealt with it for decades with models. Can you imagine being a model walking down a runway for the first time? Now, what are we asking the model to do on the runway? We're asking them to do something they've been doing since they were one.
Walking.
And for some reason, they walk down a runway like they just learned to walk yesterday. And that's that whole nervousness. And it's only because they're up higher and everyone's looking at them, it makes them nervous. What I do is I do something where I go to the ultimate. So I go, I want you to walk the runway, but I want you to do it as a gorilla. But I want you to be a really good gorilla, like a very, now they're feeling silly and awkward and they go, oh, okay. So they kind of do it and people laugh and I go, come on, more gorilla, more gorilla. The next model becomes a chicken, but be a really good chicken. And and people start playing and they start go to this ridiculous level of gorilla and chicken. Then I say, okay, now we're going to go back and you're just going to walk down the runway as you, just as a model. Now that they're comparing it to the extreme, walking normally, all of a sudden isn't hard.
Wow.
So people can really help themselves get on camera and act ridiculous. Because then when you up it to a little bit more animated, it's not that hard anymore.
Yeah, exactly. As you were saying it, actually, I'm in a business where I'm on the phone all the time. Actually, we do Zoom now, so we see cameras. And one of the things I learned early on, especially before we even camera, is tonality is very important. And if you're trying to sell things or do a presentation when no one can see you, you have to fluctuate, and punctuate and over exaggerate some things so that there's rhythm, right? There's
absolutely
flow. Because if you just talk normally, then it just is very monotonous. And
it's funny because it is a rhythm, and you literally can lull your audience to sleep with rhythm. Yeah, you can.
Absolutely. Right.
But, subconsciously, you're right. What I do is I have those people who are on the phone selling read a children's book and animate all the characters, and it gets them into that, once again, going to the extreme.
Right.
Realizing, and then when they listen back at it, they go, oh, I thought I was really over the top, but actually it sounds pretty good.
Right.
I listen to old radio shows on Sirius XM all the time. And I laugh at how those people, because back in the 40s, people didn't have TVs.
Right.
So you went home and you watched, in the 30s, you listened to a radio show. And they had to tell a story with the tone of their voice and their rhythm. And they had to keep people engaged for that half an hour. That's
Right.
as long as it was a half an hour.
I was watching the
I
movie.
find it amusing, but I use it all the time.
Right. My wife and I were watching the movie Seabiscuit last night, and I don't know
Yes.
if you remember Seabiscuit, but what's his name?
Is that Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire is the jockey. But the William H. Macy is the like announcer guy who does the radio stuff, and he has all like the toys in the background, and like the things. I mean, that's production, right? That's what you had to do to get people like engaged and trigger their imagination to tune in. And so, I mean, it's one of those things that it's an art that you don't really think about if you're not in it, but you definitely need to apply it.
And people think if I just talk normally, then people are going to believe me because I'm not selling. But you got to realize they're raised on television.
Right.
If you come across just normally, they're going to go, oh my God, it's so boring. This is so boring. Especially the younger people in your industry. There are younger people that are looking for homes and things like that. And they're raised virtually. So if you don't come across, being animated, then they think you're hiding something. It's funny. If they think you're less emotional, they think you're hiding something.
Right.
So you want to
or unengaged, or
when people get excited and passionate about stuff, yes, they become animated. So you have to be that. And I try to get you comfortable with that on a regular basis. You're going to find that when I work with actors and they become really good as actors, their friends notice that they become more animated, more passionate, more emotional, sometimes moody, temperamental, whatever. But the thing is, they're becoming freer with their emotions. It's good for your acting, but it bleeds into your everyday life. You become more emotional as a person. It feels better,
like I said, it's freeing. I remember, just like you, I grew up very, not necessarily shy, but I wasn't out there much like I am now. And it took practice. It took getting out there and putting yourself out there over and over again, and just overcoming that angst. For me, it was like in the pit of my stomach that I would get.
But isn't this a funny thing? It's funny that you say that, because isn't the animated person that you are now closer? That's the real you, not the shy
absolutely
person.
Absolutely. This is definitely more the true self than the person that
and that's what I have to tell people. When you go to performance level, you're not being phony, you're being more of your real self, not fake. I don't want you to be fake. Everybody's got friends. There's something that certain people love about you. You just want to share that with more people a little bit sooner, a little bit freer. And once people believe that you're being sincere, then they trust you. So when you tell them this is a good thing for you, or you don't want to go in this direction, then they believe you. I know that Ruthie is very big on, be honest. We don't have the agenda where I want you to take this home. I want to find out which home you're looking for so I can find it for you.
Right.
And once you believe that to be true, then it's like, okay, I'm putting it in your hands to do this for me because you're the expert at this. And that's what I liked about her from the beginning. The energy, I knew she works way harder than I do. I'd be exhausted. But to maintain that enthusiasm, and we've had conversations where, when she came back into this with renewed enthusiasm, I go, that's how I feel about what I do. And I want to do it until I can't do it anymore, because I watch people grow in whatever way they go, personally, professionally. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my life, it's theirs. But if I see people come out of this being happier, then that makes me
Well, I think one of the most important things that people can learn from you, and you teach it so well, is communication skills. There is a way to communicate. And you've hit upon a few things like giving value versus it's not about me, it's about you, things like that. But then people don't know necessarily how to employ that particular skill. And I think that's where you come in. You teach them how to feel it. It's not just what to do. You show them how to do it.
Yes.
And I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm.
People think that the information they're delivering is going to succeed. There are different numbers that people quote, but I'll just throw one out there. 55% of communication is nonverbal. So people are not just listening to you, they're watching you. And if your body language doesn't match what you're saying, they don't believe you. So we need to focus a lot on facial expressions and body language as well. Because if you take a shy person like me and somebody says, describe shy people. How do you describe shy people? And one of the first things I'll always come up with is they're unemotional. When people get shy or nervous, they hide their emotions. Once you start doing that, once you hide anything, hide your face, hide your emotions, hide your hands, people are going to interpret that not in a positive way. They're not going to go, she won't look me in the eye. That's a good thing.
Right.
No,
that's not a good thing.
Don't hide things. So we do. Look, the class that I teach is a lot of fun because we talk about things that are not related to your occupation. We talk about things we're afraid of. We talk about things that make us uncomfortable. I'm teaching people to open up. It's okay. This is not going to make you more vulnerable. It's going to make you more likable, more convincing. People are going to be drawn to you because of this. And you're going to find that it's going to affect not just your professional life, every aspect of your life. That's what happened to me. This one teacher that I met the first time changed the course of my life because I was majoring in law. I am not a lawyer. I played a lawyer a couple of times, but I'm not a lawyer because I found something that I loved better, that I wanted to do more. And I'm more passionate because when people go, what are you? If you had to describe you, whatever, my answer is always teacher. I'm a teacher. I love teaching. And I would rather take the knowledge that I've learned as a performer and teach it than to do it. I like teaching more than I like performing.
And, I came into this business as someone who could give presentations, but I couldn't talk to people. And there's a difference. I could talk in front of people I didn't know, but to be a personable person, that wasn't me. And I learned how to do that from my husband and watching him. And what I learned, number one, is the person in control is the person asking the questions. And the person asking the questions has to be sincerely interested in the person they're asking the questions to and the responses that they're getting, which lead to another question. And all of a sudden, to your point, people start to know you, like you, and trust you. Just that little thing right there.
Listening is so important. I work on the trauma intervention team in Las Vegas. We work with the police and the fire department. And we show up at scenes of tragedy to help people get through that first stage of grief. The most important thing that we learn in training is listening. Listening, find out what people need, find out people want, and then try as hard as you can to give that to them.
Well,
when
Peter
you do
Voss,
that, what's that?
Yeah, and Peter Voss, he worked for the FBI. So he of course was the person who had to negotiate with terrorists and things like that. And he is no longer working for the FBI, but he's writing books and doing presentations. And the number one thing he says is, even in negotiations, you have to listen.
Have to listen. Yeah. If you're doing all the talking, the other person thinks they're not listening to me. So do you really want to engage with somebody that you don't think is listening to you?
Yeah, no.
Listening is so important. We talked about eye contact and body language. Listening, very important. And anybody that's ever been in therapy will tell you, a psychiatrist doesn't talk a lot.
They don't.
They do a lot of listening.
They ask a lot of questions and then it puts them in control. And in real estate, Phil, we have to maintain control of people that we have no control over, and that's a skill. And I hope that in your class, we can talk about that.
The exciting thing about real estate these days is you have a tsunami coming at you of buyers and the opportunities that are out there. So, if I can take the onus off of stop thinking sales, 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 listen to these people. There's so much out there that there is the right home for them. Just find the right home for them. They're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. 10 years down the road, they're going to call you and go, I want to buy a bigger house. Why did they call you? Why did they keep in touch with you? Because of all of this stuff. This is a great opportunity to be able to give people what they want.
Yes.
There's so much out there. It's out there. Exactly what each individual person wants. There's an answer to every single one of them. Right. So many homes, so much building, so many opportunities. Just listen.
So many, and Phil, there's so many steps to the buying process.
So many. Believe me, I'm learning myself. I'm going through. I'm relocating now, and going through that whole process. And I'm telling you, it's the thing I'm running across is, anybody that you talk to that when you're looking for a place, everyone's so busy. They're so busy, and finding the availability or whatever, because there's so much happening, so much coming. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
This last year, pandemic, and then all of a sudden, nobody knew what each individual business was going to be like. My corporate team building business dropped to zero. Never thought that would happen in a million years, but it did. So I started watching Apollo 13 and a lot of other, space movies, because the theme to all of those is work the problem. Okay. Don't panic. Just work the problem.
Right.
And I never stressed about it the whole time. I was just dealing with the situation. A problem is just, something that you don't have an answer to yet. As soon as you find the answer, it's no longer a problem.
Yeah.
So actually, we deal with that in class, individual struggles that people have. I don't like to call them problems. They're just unanswered questions.
That's right. Or we call them challenges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just unanswered challenges. Once you find the solution, it's gone. Personal problems or any sort of problem they're like math problems. It's just it's a challenge. You can call it a challenge, or you can call it a whatever you want. But as soon as you find the solution, you no longer have a problem. Yeah. You have an answer. So you can put that away. We talk about that in people's personal lives as well. The more problems you solve in your personal life, the more confidence you have.
Yeah, I had an agent yelling at me yesterday about 8:00 in the morning on the telephone, because my husband John's seller wasn't going to do what he wanted what his buyer wanted us to do, wanted John and the client to do. And he was yelling. And so I just said, and I kept talking. I said, if you don't quit yelling, you're not going to hear. You're talking about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. All the yelling in the world isn't going to change the seller's mind. Let's figure out how we're going to, overcome this particular situation. And in 2 hours, we had it solved, because he had to get into a different mindset.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Yeah, I wasn't having an argument. My business partner, one of them, was yelling, and I immediately, because of my trauma experience, stopped engaging, because I know that when you're angry, you can't think.
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly.
So I needed to find a way to calm him down. What he was saying didn't matter, because he could not think straight. So anything I said, no matter what it was not going to be helpful, because he's not thinking.
Yeah.
He's just reacting.
Exactly.
So I found a way to calm him down, and then we actually got to the problem, and we solved it. Yeah. And it was fun. I'm trying to help him be a better businessman, because I'm like, when you get angry, don't have a meeting. That's not the time to have a meeting.
Wrong time to have a meeting.
Yeah. Because you think, I'm really angry right now. I'm going to call her up right now, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this. No, you're not.
No.
Nope. It's not going to happen. You just go ahead and call her and start yelling, right, Ruthie? Go ahead and start
Yeah.
yelling. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's
Right.
going to get solved till
Well,
you stop it.
John taught me you meet emotion, you meet anger with logic.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to, like you said, you just have to let them vent it all out and then start talking, the solution or the logic to the situation.
The only thing you can do in that situation is let them know you hear them.
Exactly.
You don't have to combat them.
Yeah.
Just let them know you heard what they said.
Right. Exactly.
A
Yeah.
lot of
learned
times that's
that
what
in
people
trauma.
want. They just want validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In trauma, we come back and we say, so what I hear you saying is, and we repeat it. And when they nod their head like you guys are,
they got it.
Yeah,
they know that you heard them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll watch that emotion start to drain. And now you can help them solve whatever it is they need to deal with.
Well, one of the communication skills that like we teach agents is to ask them questions with open-ended answers, not just yes and no. Or if you're going to do yes or no, you say, well, I think, this area, yada, yada, yada. Wouldn't you agree, Phil? Or what are your thoughts, Phil? So if you can rephrase the question depending if you want a yes or no, or if you want an open-ended, or you want to just know what they think. So there's little nuances like that are very very important.
Even if you heard what they said and you understand what they said, if you say, so what I'm hearing you say is that you want something that's less than or whatever it is, and once they nod and they say yes, the only reason, because you already knew the answer, the only reason you said that is because you want them to know that you're listening, that you heard them, that you care, and that we'll solve this together. People, making people know that you're hearing them is unbelievably important, because most of the time when we're talking to somebody, they have another agenda. You go to Target and you try to return something without a receipt. Her eyes are blank. She knows what she's going to say. She thinks she knows what you're going to say, and it's not a fun scenario when you're going in preparing for battle.
Yeah, right.
People should not go to their real estate agent preparing for battle.
Right.
You're supposed to be on the same team. And when that happens, it's really a great, positive, beautiful experience. It really is. Homes are such a personal choice.
Oh, and it can be fun.
Amazing.
It can be fun.
Yeah, one of the things that helped me with kind of the stage fright and actually the sales process and being in front of people is I always reminded myself to put the focus not on myself, right? So once I did some of the stuff that you talked about, is like, release some of the tension in the areas that you need to do. I'd like to move around, jump around before any major presentation. But one of the things, once I got on stage right before, it's like, it's not about me. I should not be worried about if I'm going to perform the best or say things the right way exactly. It's about what value can I deliver right now for the people here or the person I'm in front of. And so once I kind of shifted that focus, to the other person or to the audience, that, then you go into, it takes the pressure off you, and then you go into flow. I mean, I
was a fireman in New York a long time ago. Can you imagine if I were to go to a fire thinking about me?
No doubt.
Right. You literally playing defense is very important in the business that you guys are in. Play defense. You have to wait for them to move or talk.
Right.
You have to wait for them to let you know what they want to do, where they want to go. That's when you react. You don't go in with an agenda, because you don't know what you're dealing with. So it's important. There's also a popular expression: we teach best what we need most to learn. So teaching other people how to sell constantly reminds you of things you shouldn't forget to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really makes you better. Same thing with coaching anything, coaching baseball. Teach somebody else how to hit, and it reminds you of all the mechanics that you have to remember for yourself. So I love teaching. Teaching made me a better actor, because there were things that I forgot, especially when it comes to auditioning, which is the most stressful thing about acting, is not acting, auditioning. Stressful.
Right. I have a specific question, and it's really related to me. I find that when I do videos like this, where we have conversations, I'm naturally speaking, I'm more animated. But when I have to like read something or or do a teleprompter or just talking to the camera myself, I tend to be more like monotone and muted, and you can clearly see that I'm reading something. How do you
very easy
coach?
Solution to that?
Yes, let's hear it.
Okay. Do not read on camera. Even on camera. What I tell actors is, when they try to, we'll call it, I don't like to say memorize, but that's what they use all the time. So if you memorize a script, how do most people memorize? They read it over and over and over and over.
Correct.
So when you do that, what's happening is you're memorizing the lines. So when you go in, even if it were on camera and you go, you ready? And you go, hold on a second, you close your eyes. What do you see in your head?
Words, right?
See the words.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in your head? You're reading.
Reading, right.
What does it look on camera like you're doing?
Reading.
Okay. So the solution to that is very simple. Read the line, deliver the line. Don't read it out loud. Read the line, deliver the line. Okay. The other thing is learn the story, tell the story. It doesn't matter if you get every word right if people don't believe you. Okay. Doesn't matter how much truth comes out of your mouth if no one's listening.
Yeah.
So learn the story, read the story. I have a story that I tell in class, and I'll tell it in class when I teach for Ruthie, about when I was on the Hollywood Squares as a contestant. And Joan Rivers was the center square, and she had a meltdown. I was on TV for the first time for 30 seconds. Joan Rivers had a meltdown and walked off. It takes me about 10 minutes to tell this story. When I tell this story, what I've done before that is I picked an actor out of the class and I said, I want you to take this monologue. It's 2 pages long, and I want you to memorize it out in another room. And I send them out, and they look at this 2-page monologue and they go, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to remember this. Do the best you can. I'll give you 10 minutes. Okay. This is something they would want a week to memorize. So I tell the story about the Hollywood Squares. So then I invite that person in and I say, you have the monologue here? Yeah. Did you memorize it? Not even. I go, well, do the best you can. They put the page down. They start telling the story. The audience realizes it's the story I just told them, right? Right. It's the rest of the class. This person gets to about 15 seconds and blanks. That's all they can remember. And I say to the class, can somebody else finish this story? Now, they never saw the paper, but they heard the story and they were listening, and I make it animated and they're visualizing. Someone gets up and starts to tell the story, and this person goes, how did the entire class memorize this, in 10 minutes? Learn the story, tell the story.
Yeah.
What I do when I had to
Great
do
example.
something like that, I would record it and then I would just listen to it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, fantastic. That's a good tip.
Yeah. Great tips.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're looking forward to it. No, Phil, some good stuff here.
As
you were talking, I was thinking about, the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The one of the best conversationists are the ones that ask the most questions and talk the least. So.
Yeah. If you had a speech to give or a little bit that you had to do on camera, just have someone else read it to you. Don't handcuff yourself with seeing the words, because if you've never seen the words, you're never going to look like you're reading.
Right.
Because you never saw the words.
Right. Because then
have someone else read it to you.
That's good.
And then just tell the story.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Repeat it. You'll come across as very genuine, and everyone will say they loved it. You might go, yeah, but I forgot this one line. They won't know.
No one
knows. It's not how much you deliver, it's how much they retain. That's all. That's what matters.
Oh, fantastic.
And whether or not they believe you is extremely important.
That's great. All right, Phil, thanks for coming on. We're hitting the top of the hour here. Ruth?
Anytime.
Yeah. Any last words or any last questions for Phil? And then we'll get to the classes this week.
Well, no, I'm just, I can't wait for his class. I think that I think it's going to be fantastic. I think people are just going to walk away just absolutely stunned at how much they can learn from Phil. And his methodologies are just incredible because he knows how to do it like nobody I've ever met. And I've seen people that he's trained, and I know that he's very, very good at what he does. So we're so proud that he's going to be at our training center on April 14th from 2 to 5. And I just threw this up here, Phil. I said, video, learn to deliver. I think that people need to learn to deliver. If I could just capsulize, especially in our industry, people need to learn to deliver the video, learn to deliver the message. And I think that's, what do you think?
Yeah.
You like that?
No, it's great. Once they understand how to deliver information in a way that people can retain it, that's really what you want. It's not just, it's that whole tree in the forest. If no one's around to hear it, does it make a noise?
Yes,
if you deliver a whole bunch of facts and truths and everything, and nobody retains it or hears it or understands it, does it matter? So when she says learn to deliver, it's learning to deliver in a way that people will understand it and retain it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And just a bit of trivia here, Max. I was working, Kane and I were working on the calendar for the next quarter, and we came across this date, April the 3rd, 2021, 4321.
Okay.
So if you're a gambler or whatever, you might want to do something with that.
What day is that? Is that a middle week or a weekend?
That's a good question.
It is Saturday.
We're going to have a show that day.
It is a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in my phone now.
Right.
4321.
4321.
Well,
it sounds like the end of the world.
Weddings. There might be a lot of weddings that day. You never know. When were you married? 4321. I'm never going to forget it.
Right.
Blast I got to find somebody to marry and then get married on 2/22/22 next February.
Yeah. That's another one.
Because I'm not going to get married on 4321.
That actually reminds me of more of the production when I was doing production stuff. 4.
Yes.
Right.
We never said 2-1 in production.
Right, 2-1. Exactly right.
3.
You get the 3, and then it's 2 and 1. So no, that's good
Very
stuff.
Good. Well,
so
it's
let's see,
so great to talk to you guys.
It's good too. I have to, let's see, I can't forget that Monday from 10 to 1, we're going to teach people advanced selling strategies and how to get that listing, because we want agents to get listings so that we don't lose our inventory. If we have no inventory, nobody's going to make any money. So we're going to teach you some advanced selling strategies. And of course, Jimmy Dag is always fun. You learn and you have fun, and it's amazing how much you retain when you're having fun. And that's at 8400 West Sahara from 10 to 1 on Monday. And if you're coming into the class, wear a mask and just let us know. So, because we only have so many seats. We've had as many as 40 and 50 people, Max, on our Zooms and in class. And so our classes are really, really taking off. So we love that. We're getting a name out there for ourselves.
Yeah, fantastic.
So be social savvy, 8400 West Sahara. And if you go to, let's see, let me sign this up. So go to bee.vegas and sign up for March 15th, Monday. If you're coming in, wear a mask and you get a free lunch, or you can Zoom from the comfort of your home and get 3 CE credits. So that's what's coming up. And then I have one more thing, Max. Oops, let's put Jimmy down here. Let's put this up here. I'm a producer too,
Yeah.
Social media review is coming up, and that's on the 18th from 1 to 3:30. So come to 8400 West Sahara. That's only in the classroom. So you have to sign up. So go to, again, be.vegas to sign up. And you can also call 990-0480 and talk to Kane, and he can sign you up as well. That's 702-990-0480. or go to BE.Vegas. And that's what's coming up this week at the Be Social Savvy Training Center, along with I'll be here in the morning for a short show tomorrow. And my Sundays are inspirational, emotional, and positivity oriented. So I've got something lined up for everybody tomorrow.
Fantastic. Yeah. And don't forget, everybody, daylight savings time tonight. We're losing an hour. So you're waking up an hour earlier. So you're on at 8 a.m. tomorrow, technically, Ruth. Phil, thank you so much for coming on. Some good stuff. So I'm sure the community's going to look forward to your class here.
Has it been an hour? We've actually been talking for
56 minutes. Yes. So it does go by super quickly.
Amazing.
Right.
Hey, thanks for having me on the whole show.
Yeah,
Phil, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And April 14th from 2 to 5 video, learn how to deliver with Phil. It'll be a great class. Yeah. And again, you can go to BE.Vegas. We've already got it up there for you to sign up.
Right.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Have a great week, everybody. And happy spring. Next week is spring.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Bye-bye.